there are probably 5 things that you absolutely positively need to know. The first one is my name. My name is Mr. Watkins. Most people just call me Mr. W. I don't know why. I know why. The second thing you need to know is why I'm here. No, I'm here because I didn't have anything else to do today. So I flew all the way from Wyoming just to come down here. So this was my day. Yesterday, I left Wyoming at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I drove to Salt Lake. That's 3 hours from where I live. So I got to Salt Lake at 1 o'clock in the morning. I got a hotel room. I went to sleep. I got up at 4 o'clock, got dressed in this outfit. Thank you very much. Thank you. And then I went to the airport. I got on a plane at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And then I flew all the way here. I had a layover in Phoenix. It took me 5 hours to get here. I got my rental car and I drove here. And then when this is over at 4 o'clock, I'm done. And I'll drive back to the airport. I'll get on a plane and I'll do the same trip in reverse.
It's a long day.
And then tomorrow morning I'll get up and I'll go teach my class. So I'm already a teacher and I teach 6th grade in Wyoming. Teaching. And so while I was flying on this plane between sleeping and being awake, I was trying to think what I wanted to teach. I was wondering, I had a question as to whether or not kids in Oregon are like kids in Wyoming. You guys look alike. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 arms, one of them broken. Some red hair, some blonde hair, some dark hair, some glasses, some not. So you guys look alike. But I was trying to figure out what might be different. And so I thought that I would use you for an experiment.
These are this.
Okay. There will be no poisoning because. So here's the thing: experiments have to be fair and they have to be ethical. Can we say the word ethical?
Ethical.
Yes, they have to be ethical. Do you know what that means?
No.
So do me a favor: turn to your shoulder partner, and I want you to kind of just discuss the word ethical, what you think it might mean. So this will be your shoulder partner, that would be your shoulder partner, that would be your shoulder partner, that would be your shoulder partner. Turn and talk to your shoulder partner. You guys can talk together like a little triad. Shoulder partner, and then you guys are in 3s. Shoulder partner, ready? And I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and I want you to talk about what you think ethical means. Ethical. But I'll always go back and read it for you if you can't get it. So I got it's differences, means differences, or something you need to learn. Okay, so I'm gonna take one more guess right here. What's your name? What's your name? Benjamin. By the end of this 30-minute period, I'm gonna know everybody's name. So that's Benjamin. And here's how I'm gonna do it. Every time I call you, I'm gonna say your name, Benjamin. I'll use your name a lot, Benjamin. And it'll help me remember who your name is, Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin, what do you think? Benjamin?
Or Benjamin.
That's cool. I've never heard that before.
No,
Okay, go.
Mean.
Equal. Equal. So let me just tell you that I loved your guesses. So now I'm going to give you a little bit of context for what the word ethical means. And then I'll give you another 30 seconds. So let's see if we can. And see if we. What's your name?
Jayton.
What is it?
Whitney. Jayton.
Jayton. Jayton. Thank you. So when I say that an experiment has to be fair and it has to be ethical, ethical means it has to be morally correct. It means it can't be something that's going to hurt somebody else. Right?
I know what it means.
So when you ask if you're going to get hurt or if you're going to get poisoned in this experiment, the answer is
Ethical.
Yes.
no. The answer is
Yes.
I meant no.
What's your name? Right, my hand is hands up. So this is my signal right here. I have two signals. My first signal is this. When I put my hand up, that means your hand goes up, and that means I need your attention. That means your mouth's closed, your eyes come forward this way, and your hand goes up like that. Let's try it. Ready? Hand up. And that's all that means. The second signal is this. I'll say 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on no one.
Maybe that's the universal signal for school.
Miss Keith does that too.
Really? 1, 2, 3, eyes on me?
1, 2, eyes on you.
Oh, you're good. Here's my experiment. I want to try and find out if kids in Wyoming are the same as kids in Oregon. And you get to help me. Before I can hire you on as researchers to help me, I'm gonna test your knowledge really quick. So I'm gonna need you to take out a pencil and a piece of paper, and I'm gonna ask you to do this very short 4-question. It's like a job application.
Oh man, what am I gonna do?
The better you do on this, the more likely you are to get the job. Here we go. You can write right on. So normally what I like, when I'm handing out papers, sometimes it's like it takes a little while, and I don't mind you talking, but you can only talk with your shoulder partner, and you can only talk so that your voice is at. If I color coded your voice as like green, yellow, and red. Red would be silent, green would be just like open, and what would yellow be?
Quiet.
Yellow's like a whisper. So I don't mind you talking with your voices at like a whisper.
Yellow.
But all the loud noise I heard just a minute ago, that was too much. And as soon as you get this, put your name on it and you can start. There are only 4 questions. It shouldn't take you very long. I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes.
You gave this guy this little...
5 minutes. So when you're done, if you get done before my time's up, give me a thumbs up so I can see who's still working.
Who's still working? Is anyone still working?
Yeah, so if you're still working, all right, so I just have a couple of you guys that are still working. You still have time, so don't rush. All right, one more check. If you're done, or you give me a thumbs up. So our voices are still off. I'm just seeing who's done. So are you girls done? Put that thumb up high so I can see it. Done. Done. And remember, it's okay. It's just a little assessment, so I know what you already know. So you don't get graded on it. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm not going to tell anyone. I might.
It's a secret.
She already knows.
So I'm going to pause my timer really quick. And we're going to do a little thing. It's called take-off touchdown. Okay? Take off touchdown. Right. So listen to the words. Listen to the. Thank you. So it's called take off touchdown. So if I was sitting in my chair and I said take off, that means stand up. And if I say touchdown, that means sit down. So take off if you're done. And touchdown. Take off if you're done because you answered to the best of your ability all the questions and we don't need any more time to touch. And touchdown. So that looks like that's everyone. That looks like that's everyone. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grade this right now. I shouldn't say grade because it's not really grade. So I'm just going to see what we already know. So here's what I need. So look this over and look it over and see if there are any words that you need help with pronouncing. Let's say you were going to read this. If there are any words that you need help with pronouncing. What's your name?
Malik.
Malik, what word do you need help with pronouncing?
A on...
In which question?
Question 4 on A.
That first one?
Yeah.
That word is manipulated. Manipulated. Let's say that word together. Ready? So here's my signal for that. When we do something together as a class, I'll put my hand up And when I bring it down to snap, then we all say it together. So we're going to say manipulated together. Are you ready? Manipulated. And manipulated means that's something that you change. It means to change. Okay? Any other words in there? I'm going to write it right here. This is our goal. And it's an I can statement. I can, that means you. I can identify dependent and independent variables. So that's what our goal is today. So in the next 7 minutes, we're going to do a quick on dependent and independent variables, and then we're going to take this assessment again and see how we do. Okay? So your goal is to identify dependent and independent variables. So please repeat after me. I can identify dependent and independent variables. Now I'm going to say it all together. Listen to the tonal quality of my voice. I can identify dependent and independent variables. Please turn to your shoulder partner and tell them what you can do. Yes, you can. Turn to your shoulder partner and tell them what you can do. No, you can identify dependent and independent variables, and you play baseball. If you can hear me clap once, you can hear me clap twice. Tell me your name again. Cameron said, Cameron, turn to your shoulder partner and tell them what you can do. So Cameron turned to his shoulder partner and said, I can play baseball.
That's a good one, Cameron.
But Cameron can also, at the end of my 7 minutes, hopefully Cameron will be able to identify dependent and independent variables. Okay, so we're going to do a quick lesson on dependent and independent variables, and then we're going to see if we can make that statement true at the end. Here we go. Ready? So your eyes are on the board now? It says, science experiments use independent variables. So this is what our target is right now. I can identify dependent and independent variables. What's our target? I can identify dependent and independent variables. And here it is right here. Here's how you're going to, this is where you're going to learn it right here. An independent variable is the one factor that is changed by the person during the experiment. So the independent variable is the variable that's changed in an experiment. I love how you're taking notes. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, me too.
The independent variable, because I let you use your notes when you take a test. If you are responsible enough to take the notes, then you can be responsible to use them. An independent variable is the one factor that does not change in an experiment. That is changed in an experiment. The dependent variable is the factor which is measured in the experiment. That is a key word. It's measured. It's measured in the experiment. Love how you're taking notes.
I know.
And then the constant, all the factors that stay the same in the experiment. So the independent variable is the thing that's changed. The dependent variable is the thing that is measured. And the constants are the things that stay the same. So that seems pretty straightforward, right? So take a couple minutes, take about, 30 seconds, and I want you to think of some way, I don't care what it is, some way that you can teach yourself to remember that. So right now we're in our thinking phase. We're in our thinking phase, so our thinking phase is the quiet phase. So what can I do? This is me thinking out loud. But it's really happening in my head. So what can I use to help me remember?